Hey, this is Jared again. This video is going to be a little different than usual. Instead of talking about manga, I'm going to talk about comics, American comics. And I decided to make this list because I love comic books, not as much as mangas, but I do love them. And I have about an entire shelf worth of comics, and I just thought I'd share what some of my favorite ones are. I haven't read as many comics as I have manga, so that's why I'm only doing top 5 instead of top 10, because there's really not that many comics I've read. So, yeah, I'm just going to do 5. First, I'm going to show you Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is part of the New 52. It came out only a couple years ago, and it's just what I really love about this one, better than the other New 52, is that it's standalone. There's no crossover with the other New 52 series. It's not convoluted or anything like that. You can go into this by itself and not have to worry about getting anything else. What also is nice about it is that it does a great job telling a new story of Wonder Woman. Now, I've never read anything of Wonder Woman before this, and what's great is you don't have to. It completely starts at the beginning of a story. The only thing you need to know is who Wonder Woman is. She's an Amazonian princess who became a superhero. That's all you need to know. And then you can go into this. So it's mainly about her finding out that she actually has a father. I guess before she always thought that her mother just made her out of clay or something like that. Anyways, you find out that's not true, and she's actually the daughter of Zeus. And that's what made me interested in this, is because I really like Greek mythology stuff. And this is exactly what it does. She goes around meeting her siblings, her aunts and uncles, getting involved with the Greek mythology world. And it's really cool, really entertaining. I guess you can think about it like God of War, only instead of Kratos, it's about Wonder Woman. And she's actually a better character because she doesn't make stupid decisions like Kratos did. But yeah, it's a really good series. There's about 5 volumes out right now. It's still going. I don't know if it's gonna end or not, but yeah, it's really good. I highly recommend it. Next, number 4 for my favorites is Scott Pilgrim. Uh, Most people have seen the movie and love it. I love the movie. I think it's great. I saw the movie first, and what that's what made me want to go and read the series, and I'm really glad I did because I like the series even more than the movie. The comic does a much better job explaining things, deeper story, and everything like that. The movie actually left out a lot, but that's okay because the movie did a great job just doing what it did. The movie is mainly comedy, really, like that, and the comic book, while it's still funny, it's not as funny, but it's still funny. But the story is way better, and I highly recommend it. They released recently this hardcover full color edition, and if you already read the series, I still recommend getting it. If you haven't read the series, I recommend spending a little more money on getting these because they're just really great. The pages are like twice the size as the black and white pages. It's hardcover. Full color's nice, and there's a whole bunch of extra features at the end of each volume. There's only 6 volumes, just like the original black and white, and it's just really good. If you like the movie, I highly recommend getting this and reading this because it takes it to a whole nother level. Next, we have Ninja Turtles, and I know that's a weird choice, but it's really good. And this isn't the original comic from the, I want to say 70s. I don't know when it came out. This is a redone version that came out a couple years ago. And what's great about this is that it's good for any version of Ninja Turtles that you like. If you like the original comic, and don't like the other stuff, then this is still really good because it has a lot of similarities. But if you like the 80s cartoon, then there's still stuff in this that's good, that's just like it. Or if you like the later 90s cartoon, it doesn't matter what version of Ninja Turtles you like. This comic has a bit of all of it in it, which makes it, to me, the best version. It's really good. As you can see, all the turtles have red headbands like in the original comic. but that's only for like this first volume. Then they each get their individual color, and it has Shredder, it has Krang, it has like all sorts of characters from the different versions of Ninja Turtles, but shows them in a new way and gives them a new backstory, which I think is the best backstories for these characters. Seriously, like Shredder and Krang's stories and the other versions, I never thought were that good, but this does just a great job, and it's actually really good for adults. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that I think kids would be like, oh damn. So it's good for both kids and adults. It's really great. Right now, there's I think 11 volumes out for it, but there's also like side volumes too, like just little stories that are also great. So if you have any interest in Ninja Turtles, I recommend getting this because I personally think it's the best version of Ninja Turtles. Yeah, very good. Alright, next, number 2 is Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, Ultimate Spider-Man was the first comic book collection I started back like when it first came out. I think it started the same time the first Tobey Maguire movie came out in like 2002, I think. And what's great is this started the whole Ultimate Marvel series. There's other Ultimate Marvel series, like there's Ultimates, which is the ultimate version of Avengers. There's Ultimate X-Men and all sorts. But I think Ultimate Spider-Man is the best because it always stayed good. Like the other series had their ups and downs, but this is the best. And I just think if you like Spider-Man and want to start at the beginning, I would just go with Ultimate Spider-Man because there's so many years of the other comics and so many crossovers. Like it's really good to just start here because this is the beginning of this Spider-Man story. And there's not that much crossover. There's only like 3 or 4 other Ultimate series lines, so you can collect those too. I have every volume of Ultimate Marvel, and it fits all on just one row of a shelf. So you could collect everything in the Ultimate Universe if you want. But if you don't want to go that far, then I say just read Ultimate Spider-Man because it's really good. It did a great job at its time for making Marvel Comics modern. Like before Ultimate Spider-Man, comic books were pretty much how you would think they were in the past, where it's just like, oh, I'm here to save the day, and just very cheesy and not very well written, very comic bookishy, just very cheesy dialogue. This made it feel modern, and it was really good at the time. I say at the time because now all the Marvel comics kind of have that modern feel to them, so it makes the Ultimate series not feel as special anymore, but it's still a great series. It's one of my favorites. It's really good. I even like it later on when they changed Spider-Man into Miles Morales, who at first I was pissed because I was like, Peter's always been Spider-Man. But later I found I really liked Miles. I think he's a great character. So all in all, it's really great, and I say you should read this if you have any interest in reading Spider-Man. And finally, my favorite comic book is Hellboy. Hellboy is, I first saw the movies, and I liked the movies a lot. A lot of people don't like them, and I could totally understand why. But it made me want to read the comics, and I'm so glad I did because the movies are nothing compared to the comics. The comics are so great. Hellboy starts off with kind of the story of the movies where you find out that he is the key to causing the apocalypse, and it's just great because the series goes beyond what the movies showed, and there's a lot of short stories where he just goes around and solves mysteries that have to do with myths and fables. And it's really interesting because all the myths and fables that he goes and solves are based on actual ones in real life. Some you've heard of and some I've never heard of at all, but it was just really interesting to learn. After the first 5 volumes, Hellboy splits from the organization he's a part of, the BPRD, and does his own solo adventure. And then meanwhile, the BPRD got their own series, and it's really good too. And what's great is the guy who created Hellboy also works on this series and everything else in the Hellboy universe. A lot of other series, the original creator gives it to someone else to work on and doesn't really have that much part in it. But the guy who made Hellboy, Mike Mignola, he stays a part of everything, so that's really good. And as the years gone by, the BPRD comics kind of have become the backbone to the Hellboy universe. Like, all the big apocalyptic stuff happens in this series. There's some other mini-series like Abe Sapien, Lobster Johnson, Witchfinder, but BPRD and Hellboy are the two main series. And Hellboy has continued to be kind of just short stories and him going around finding himself. And that doesn't seem as important as the stuff going on in BPRD, but it you can tell in the long run it's going to be more important. And it's just, I don't know, the artwork is great, the stories are all well written, I love the characters. I recommend reading this if you like the movies. If you didn't like the movies, I still say give this a chance because it's just really great. It's my favorite comic book, and I hope everyone gives it a chance because it's just really good. So yeah, that's my top 5 favorite comic books. I hope you like them. I'm going to make another top 10 mangas because I did last year and it's been almost a year, so I'll do it again. There should be a lot of changes because a lot of ongoing manga that I really liked have finished, and now I can put them in my top 10 completed manga. My last video was top 20, but that's kind of excessive and it took like 2 videos to do it, so I'm just going to do top 10 completed manga and top 10 ongoing manga. And I don't know if I want to do those soon or wait till the year is over. I haven't decided yet. Just let me know if you want them now or not. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.